And once we go ahead and put the address block into the label, then we can go ahead and try and edit it. But again, since we did not match up any of our fields, nothing is going to appear there. So even if we go ahead and we update all the labels, there's nothing to update it with. So in essence, we're going to be left with a blank page. Over here we have the option to replicate labels, and that means the layout that we choose in our first label of the address block, that will apply to every single label that we have on the sheet. So we don't have to go ahead and edit and choose the address block format. We can go ahead and just replicate it for every single label. And as we go ahead and complete the merge, we see we have no fields here because we did not line up the fields. So basically we're left with a blank document because Word does not know where to put our database fields. So what we would have to do is we would have to go back to our where we choose to insert the fields, and we'd have to click on the match fields button, and over there we can go ahead and start putting in matching last name, first name with the text that Microsoft Word uses to the names that we chose for what I chose for my database. So we see address 1, I called contact address 1. So I go ahead and hit OK, and then I go ahead and save it. We see the format, what it's going to look like. And now if I go up top, since this is the second time I'm adding it in, the first time I didn't have any fields, so I'll erase one of those merge fields, and we'll be left with one address block as it would have printed twice. And then when I want to preview my labels, now I'll be able to preview them. Each one of the fields will have been updated with my first address block, the way I formatted my first address block. Now we see that each field is printed with the same format: name, address, city, and state. And this is the way we can complete our labels. And we can go ahead the same way, scrolling through, to see if we need to edit anything, if there's an address with a name is misspelled, or if there's an address that's not correct that we can identify before we go ahead and print it. It obviously is much better to do it now. And then we can go ahead and complete the merge, and completing the merge will of course ask us whether we want to print it right away or edit the individual labels. I always choose to edit because then we can be sure we can take a look at it before it's actually printed. So I'm going to merge all my records, and here would be the final labels. I only have 7 records, so it's all on one sheet, but this would be what my labels would look like, my sheet of labels.